Hello and welcome back to another episode of Scale Stories by Helium 10. My name is Bradley Sutton. I'm from Helium 10. I'm joined by
Leo Govio, Amazon seller since 2016 and also founder of Splice.io.
and we are here to help.
Natalie launched my first Amazon product.
In this episode, we are going to talk about that product. Like we already decided in our first episode about what direction that product was going to be. It's going to be a tuning fork set. There was even some customization that Leo found. If you guys remember, we actually had bought some from Amazon and got some ideas. But before we can actually go source this and get a quote from a supplier, we have to decide what's in it. How many tuning forks are there going to be? Do we have that thing that looks like a hockey puck in there? What kind of packaging? Outer packaging? What kind of inner packaging, like bags? Do we have any bonuses in this? Such as we saw some people had like some booklets and things like that. There's a lot of questions you need to prepare for all these details before you can actually start sourcing it, because you don't just go to Alibaba and say, hey, I'm looking for tuning forks, give me a quote. No, you have to give a very specific spec list of what your product is going to entail. Otherwise, you're not going to have an accurate idea about how much it's going to cost to source it. So we're going back to ChatGPT. We already found some of the top sellers. Thanks to Helium 10, we were able to look up who some of the top sellers were. But with that information, what were you telling ChatGPT here, Leo?
Yeah, so first of all, with ChatGPT here, and Natalie, you're so lucky. I wish I had ChatGPT 10 years ago when I launched my first product.
Absolutely.
But it's like having this army of people that are helping you source and find the perfect product. So what I did at the very beginning, I said, you are a natural healing expert, because we are trying to launch a product in this niche. So it's very important to give ChatGPT a role, right? So it knows exactly what to start searching about and how to think, obviously, during this conversation. And then I said, I wanted to learn more about tuning forks, origins, and how they're used and what accessories they're used for optimal results. Because remember, we discovered this product through Helium 10. I had no clue, I don't know this product. So what Bradley said, if you remember, is like we sometimes become passionate about a product, right? It doesn't mean that we were already passionate about it. And so this is my way right now to learn more about the product and understand the historical roots, healing use, the modern practice. So what are they actually used for? And how can we make our product better? But most importantly, unique and also fit, appealing to a broader niche. So what ChatGPT was telling us is that these are used for different reasons: balancing energy, physical healing, mental, emotional support, acupuncture. Most importantly, they're also used by different practitioners. So it can be more of a professional type of product, or by people like ourselves that are looking for just like home kind of like healing remedies. And so it's good to appeal to the broader audience. But that also changes the way we source this product. If we go more for a professional feel or type of material used for these forks, as well as the packaging itself. Like, do we need a briefcase? One of those sturdy ones that perhaps chiropractors can use and travel with, or do we just need a leather pouch where we can store these forks in? And so the next big thing here is the type of tuning forks, the weight. As you know, each weight generates a different frequency, and each frequency does a different thing to your body, right? And so it's very important for us to have at least those that are the most popular ones. And then we're looking into some potential accessories. When we looked at the competitors, Bradley, let's open up the Amazon search results page. We looked at the number one guy here, which is this one that Bradley just opened up. They have 1,900 ratings. They've been selling for a while already at about $40, and they sell about 800 units per month, right? They have only 3 forks here, and one of them is this wooden sticks that you see with a round rubber ball at the end. This one here is it's probably one of the first products that was launched on Amazon. And so it doesn't have a lot of differentiator factors. I think they also provide the users or the buyers with a booklet you see on the right hand side. Their listing is, I will say, decent. Now, when we go back, one thing I want you to notice here, you come from also this world, like you have experience, you have, you came to us saying that you're very much into this spiritual world and healing, right? So let me ask you this question. Are there, if you look at this packaging here, there are all these, sellers use, and the colors that are predominant on the Amazon search results page, do you notice anything in particular?
I noticed the stark difference between the silver tuning forks and the colorful tuning forks.
Okay.
I
So
noticed-
color is
I
something that
noticed
stands
that.
out, right? Okay.
Yes.
How about the packaging?
The packaging, let me see up here. I noticed a lot of them, their outer packaging is that box, except for the one in this case over here. A lot of them use brown, like neutral packaging, black packaging.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thanks also to ChatGPT, but my previous knowledge about this specific space, I found that most of these sellers use black as the primary color for packaging or for these kind of pouches. The pack itself, I mean, that it's a different type of accessory, but black is not necessarily associated to healing, to well-being, but it's actually a color that might even cause some agitation.
Oh.
And so this is one of the differentiator factors that I think we should definitely leverage.
Absolutely.
And when we do design the package, we will definitely go for more healing colors, like the ones that we have opened on the other chat here, the calming colors, that at the beginning of this conversation with ChatGPT, it recommended, such as green, blue, lavender, soft gray, warm neutrals. And when I asked for the black, if I can't remember if it was in this conversation, but it said that the black is definitely not a color that we want to use, right?
Interesting.
Cool. So that's one of the things that we want to definitely keep in mind when it comes to researching and launching this product. Now, I asked after about the audience. I said, this is all great. I like that this product can be sold to professionals, but the goal here is to sell it to as many people as possible,
Yes.
while keeping the overall package relatively small and the cost of goods sold relatively low. Okay? Because remember, we have a tight budget, but we still want to be successful.
Yes.
And so how do we do that? Here's what ChatGPT also told us. The market is buying these type of products, a 4-piece set. That's what mostly I see. There are certain frequencies that you must have, and the ideal mass market kit includes this type of products. It also said you need an activator pack, which is that black kind of a hockey looking pack that is a vulcanized rubber, actually. And that is used to activate these tongues and generate that frequency.
That number one seller didn't even have that, I don't think.
Yeah,
At least I didn't see it in the
They
picture.
don't.
Look at that. That's crazy.
they don't.
So we're already, if we have that, we're already better than the top seller.
Yeah, so we see here a few sellers we can notice that by the number of reviews that they have. Like, look at this one here. They have 169 reviews, selling almost as much as the other competitor with 1,800, 1,900 reviews. They sell 600 units. The price is different, $28, right?
Yes.
Compared to the other one at $39. So obviously pricing here is very important as well. Yeah, they have also different colors and the variation that we see at the bottom. But yeah, like these guys also have a pack. And Bradley, can you click on the back button? The competitor we also analyzed has got it as well. These, I think, have done a much better job from an innovation perspective. They have 4 forks in their package, plus that wooden stick, which I think they call it the
Mallet or something.
mallet,
Yeah.
correct. And so if we go back to ChatGPT, now we know what we need to have in our package in order to be appealing to the mass market, but we also want to differentiate, right? To offer something extra that sometimes we don't even want to mention. We want that to be a bonus, a gift to our buyers, and surprise them the moment they receive our package. And so what the research told us that it could be a good accessory based on what people buy after they buy this product. So what I did, I also looked at the frequently bought together, and saw that people that buy the tuning forks also buy other products. One of them that stood out was actually this gem foot. So it's a product on its own. These gem feet are natural stones, where quartz is the most popular one, that are actually used to activate. They're installed under the fork, and they are used to apply pressure on muscles. And so based on the tuning fork that you're using, they can also be used for that reason as well. So I think our customers probably will love that, to see that accessory inside our box.
Just looking at it, well, the ChatGPT referenced Etsy, which is interesting. Sometimes you can do your research even off of Amazon. Other marketplaces might be doing something, but I don't see the gem.
No, but Bradley, why ChatGPT reference to this one, I believe, is because this product here sold something like, I saw it at the bottom. Look at this listing. There is somewhere at the bottom, Etsy mentioned how many people bought this product. 7,400 sales since this product, I believe, was.
I see. Is this the gem feet? Maybe?
Those are the gem feet, yes.
More, and it's the same shop. There it
Yes.
is right there. Ah.
Yes.
That's cool.
And look at that, $25 just for one fork. No pouch,
Yeah,
no
no
puck,
puck.
no mallet, but because it has these gem feet. So that's, see, like I didn't see it. Did you see anybody with gem feet here on Amazon?
No, there's nobody selling them.
So you see that, again, I've been referencing our original Project X, but actually the way we found the coffin shelf was looking on Pinterest and Etsy. So sometimes people are doing stuff on these other marketplaces, even these like handmade marketplaces like Etsy, that the mainstream sellers on Amazon have totally overlooked. So that is a very interesting, that would really set us apart.
And this seller here is supposedly selling very well. So this is why I looked also at Etsy during the research, and they confirmed that these gemstones or gem feet are actually a good accessory for us. And I think it will make us definitely different from other competitors. What do you guys think?
Absolutely. Yeah. One way that you can tell, there's no Helium 10 for Etsy per se, like a Chrome extension that tells you exactly how many sales, but a couple of tricks. You can look at the reviews, right? 1.4 thousand reviews, and usually like 1 out of every 10 orders gets a review. So like that means that they've sold this by a lot. You can also sort the reviews by most recent and just take a look at some of the dates to see like how many reviews there have been recently. Not a lot of people are reviewing this exact variation here because there's multiple variations here, but look at all these different ones that they have. You know, they have red jasper and tiger eye and orange calcite, whatever that means. But then this is another thing that we could use ChatGPT for, like what meanings does lapis lazuli, whatever, if that's an actual word, has, and then we're like, oh, what goes with what we're trying to accomplish with the brand? Maybe we don't need to have 18 different options here because that's going to add cost to what we have to source if we have to have all these different variations. But maybe we can dial in on 1 or 2 of these that really go well with what people are looking for tuning forks. But there's a way that, again, it was from ChatGPT, but look at these little buttons right here where it's showing the source of some of it, what it's found, so you can do a little bit deeper research there.
Yeah, and I'm guessing that the different gemstones, they hold different properties for healing and stuff like that when they're pressed in the body and whatnot.
That is correct, yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe that could be the next product.
Yeah.
That's a very good
Thinking
point.
ahead.
Maybe we can't. Maybe it's just like prices us like too much out of it. But then
Yeah.
we could offer that as a separate item and then kind of like cross promote. Using premium A+ content, using virtual bundles. I wouldn't suggest using variation per se. Amazon is cracking down on how you do variations. They don't want completely different products there. But you can absolutely it's kind of like upselling your customers, where they come for the tuning forks, but then they're like, oh, look at this. There's some gem, what do we call these? Gem feet?
Gem feet, yeah.
Gem feet
gem
that are
feet.
designed directly for this. And so that's another way to have your repeat customers, which is very important on Amazon. And it's, again, building up your brand presence as well.
Yeah, so now we are into the specs, specifications to hand to the factory. So ChatGPT is recommending this specific type of aluminum. Then we have obviously the tuning tolerance. So it's important to find some good manufacturing companies that can give us these specific specs, because we want to ultimately offer a product that works.
Definitely.
Right? And so there are some also COGS based on what we are looking to add to our packaging. Now we're trying to obviously keep the cost contained here, but we'll look at different competitors or manufacturing and see what we can find. And finally, what I actually was asking is to even give me, well, first of all, I said, okay, these are the main competitors that I have on Amazon. So ChatGPT was able to scrape the data from Amazon and give me like a snapshot of what makes these two competitors right now stand out in the market. So this is fantastic, guys. So like we had to do all this process manually before ChatGPT came along. And so the fact that we're right now, you have a summary of everything is fantastic. But at the end, it gave me some key takeaways for the product that we want to build, including the accessories as well, and the customer experience. But I want you to also look at what it did for us when it even comes to creating some potential packaging ideas. Because they said, okay, given that we don't want to use black colors, but we actually want to use these calming colors and colors that resonate more with people that are looking to heal using these forks. What should we do? Like, give me some sort of ideas for the packaging itself. And so at the end here, at the bottom, you can see, guys, ChatGPT even created it gave me a palette, first of all. So this is all the different type of colors that we could potentially use. But then I said, okay, now you can create for me some packaging, and came up with something like that. Now, that's pretty cool. What do you think?
I love it.
The colors?
The colors are great.
I feel calm already. I love it.
Yeah, obviously we'll put a real image of the forks in the front,
yes.
right? But when it comes to the colors, I actually like them. And I think they will stand out on Amazon, where everybody's kind of, showing with this brown.
Basic, kind of
yes,
basic
exactly,
colors.
craft color.
Yeah.
Or a black.
Yes.
What do you think, Bradley?
Yeah, I like it. It'll stand out better than just a brown package that has a sticker on it, which is still better than nothing. In the old days, that's all what people would do on Amazon. They would just grab a random product they found, stick it in a brown box, put a Amazon barcode, and be done with it. But again, we're not just optimizing for the unboxing experience, which is important. You want, especially with this kind of brand, you want to give a sense of quality, not something cheap, because that's what's going to make them a fan of the brand. But then this is also important for the search results. As you can see here, what people are doing is they're putting their packaging here because it allows you to get some words in it, and visually, psychologically, it affects the kind of purchasing experience. When I just see this, okay, what is this case? But all of a sudden, when I'm scrolling through here, these words jump out. Oh, tuning forks set. I can see the brand here. Oh, look at this, tuning fork. It's important for catching the eye, but then there's also even some residual SEO value by having readable text in these images. It's kind of hard to measure the exact SEO effect, but it's something, again, this is something that we're going to be talking about in other episodes. But when we're optimizing listings for Amazon, we're optimizing for two things. One, the customer, one, the Amazon algorithm. And so by having a package there, it allows you to get by the Amazon rule that I can't just like put words and bullet points on the main image. That Amazon would flag that. But if this is your actual package, it allows you now to get those words on your main image because all you're doing is showing a picture of your package. Yeah. And so like you can just tell, look at the difference between this. Oh yeah, sure, that's $10. But when I see these packages, it gives me much better quality. And like Leo said, look, all these are black. It's immediately maybe a little bit of a psychological turnoff, or just brown here. But if we can have a full color package, like this one actually stands out a little bit. I don't like the design too much of it, but that purple stands out amongst all these ones where there's just white, brown, black here.
Now look at this guy with 2 reviews. He sold 50 units in the past month. It could be just he's giving products away, but it just shows that this product has got demand. And I agree with you, Bradley. Like the purple compared to all the other ones stands out a little bit more. I don't like too much that combination, that contrast with the brown leather. For some reason, it's still like it comes across as a little bit cheap to me. Yeah. But I'm pretty sure that with our packaging, with the beautiful rendering, we can make our product, look very, very expensive visually. And we can provide obviously with good product also inside. Now this is not, it looks a little bit from a dimensional perspective off, but the pouch that we can go with could be something like this, like a genuine, like a leather, like a vegan leather pouch with a zipper, which I haven't seen anybody offering, and might keep the price fairly low compared to just soft leather one. And I think from a product positioning and kind of like differentiation perspective, I feel pretty comfortable with what we have and what I think could be an added value. Now, there is one more thing that I was just thinking about when I saw the search results page. If you look at it, most people, and even ChatGPT, recommended to add some instructions or a booklet, right? Where you teach or where your buyers can learn more and understand how to use these accessories or their forks and the different frequencies. Now, what if you had instead a mobile app, which no one has? I think that could be a very very good added value, unique differentiator. And today we're lucky because with AI we can probably build vibe code, an iPhone app, maybe in a week or so, and you can provide that kind of information in a mobile app. So you now do two things: A, you get your customers to download the app. In order to download the app and sign up, you get their email address. Yeah. So that's a very good way to build your list, right? Which you can use later to launch new products, or maybe get their feedback on existing one. There's so much you can do when you have an email list, right? Yes. Now you can also push some notifications through the app when you have something new to offer, or maybe there is something new about some specific tuning fork that is used for other reasons, which they already have, and so you're informing them about this new way that these tuning forks are being used for. But also is very good because they have now the app on their phone, which is the first thing they pick up in the morning when they wake up, and the last thing that they put on their bedside table when they go to bed, and you have their attention there. So you can provide all sort of information visually through videos, not only through text. So it can become a really good piece of your business. And the third thing, I think you add more value, is an asset that adds value to your business overall. So yeah, I think we have something really unique here and a good plan, in my opinion.
Would you recommend having an insert of a QR code to download the app?
Absolutely, yes. Okay. Absolutely. So we can even print the booklet. Those are fairly cheap to print. And inside the booklet, we can say for, a more like an elevated experience, we encourage you to download our mobile app. And so with a QR code, they can scan the QR code, get redirected to the Apple Store and download the app.
Great.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sounds very.
All right, so we might have to look into that in a later episode. I didn't even have planned, but that sounds like an interesting thing because that kind of thing can be applied to a lot of different, products on Amazon. Not all. Like if I'm selling something like a replacement Samsung filter for a refrigerator, that doesn't necessarily, need an accompanying app for that. But this kind of product, if you guys are selling something that people use, or there's a lot of different use cases, app could definitely come in handy. And again, if you didn't know, when you sell on Amazon, there's a lot of positives. One negative is that you don't really own your customer. You cannot market to them. They bought from Amazon, your product, that's Amazon's customer. You're not allowed to send them email. You're not allowed to do a lot of things that, like if you have your own website, you could do like set them up on an email list or send postcards and things like that. That's technically against Amazon's terms of service because it's Amazon's customer. But once you get them to sign up for a free warranty or, do something off of Amazon, that's again, not against Amazon terms of service. You can't send them off of Amazon to go purchase something. That would be an easy thing to get you banned. But, signing up for an app, signing up for a warranty, a newsletter, whatever the case might be, now all of a sudden you have their email address. With that email address, that has nothing to do with Amazon. Amazon never will give you the customer email address. But if you get that email address through some other means, you can do whatever you want. Not whatever you want, but within reason. Where now you can, put them into some kind of flow where you send them a newsletter or you send them, discounts to go buy or talk about a new product launch. Hey guys, guess what? You bought our tuning forks. We now have these gem feet here for tuning forks. Why don't you check it out? Here's the link on Amazon. It gives you a lot more options. So a mobile app is something I've never done, but now, like you said, with AI, it could be something interesting. So I think now we have a nice list of a whole bunch of things, thanks to ChatGPT and what Leo did about what we're going to want to try and get some sourcing cost on. It's possible that, it might be out of our budget that we're working on some of these things, and then we're gonna have to prioritize. Well, that's what he already had, the nice to have versus need to have. But at least we got to go through this process. So now we have the list of everything we want to get quotes on. The next step is going to be to start getting some quotes, and we're going to talk about how sourcing works, how shipping works. Where are we shipping this stuff to? About how much does it cost? How do we calculate profitability? Things like that will be in the next episode.